Hi guys, we're back from Acme. Excuse my cold. Going from 80 degrees in Atlanta on Sunday morning to 30 degrees in Missouri on Sunday evening. It just tore me up. Not to mention yesterday I went in and got my COVID booster, so I'm kind of messed up today. But we're gonna march on anyway. So we had a great time at the Acme show. It's a new venue. Much bigger than the old one, much more convenient. They do still have a few bugs to work out, and one good problem they have is the venue is almost not big enough already for the show. They had used everything except for one ballroom. I think next year they're probably going to have to use that one as well, so they'll probably have to use the entire facility next year, which is a good problem to have. It's better to have not enough space than too much, I guess. So anyway, right before the show, they announced next year's themes, which is for 2024, 60 years of the Mustangs and pickup trucks. And for me, as far as Mustangs go, the only Mustangs I have are powered by Rolls-Royce Merlin engines and have wings and tails. So I'm not much of a Ford guy, so whether or not I break down and build a Mustang is a slim possibility, but anything could happen. But the second category for next year is going to be pickup trucks, and that I have no problem with. If I had two pickup trucks with me at the show this year. So that's not a problem. And so next year, the show is October 26th. In 10 to 4, so I'm sure we will, on the 25th, you can pre-registration and be the same as this year. Have a big meet and greet and hospitality section at the hotel next door. I stayed at the Days Inn about a half a mile down the street because it was a lot less expensive, but it was still nice. But I just drove down to the courtyard and hung out there, so that was not a big deal. And then on Saturday night we went to dinner. Terry almost got himself put in jail by hitting on the waitress, and we all had a good time. So we move right along here. We picked up quite a few new shop cards while we were there. We got Super Sport Model Shops. That's Terry Brownlee. Very good guy, good modeler. Has a super large model stash. That if you have a rare kit or an odd kit you're looking for, you're definitely somebody you want to get in touch with. Because if he has it, he will get it to you. Up next, we had the homeboy for Acme, Fred Henry from West Georgia Rods and Customs. We got his new sticker. His Acme exclusive car, which was the old Tom Rambler 69 group build entry for this year for him. There's another one in here somewhere, but after this, they're not exactly in order. And then this is his new shop card, which is the Budweiser NASCAR, and this is apparently the famous car that he polished the numbers off of the roof during a hangout. So there's that one. Up next, we've got Mopar Modeler, which is James Darby. I used to talk to James a whole lot back in the Google Plus days when YouTube was just an infant, where everything was done on the Google Plus community, and it was nice to reconnect with him after all these years. Up next. This one will need no introduction. Anybody who's been around the YouTube modeling world for very long knows exactly who this is. But in case you don't, it is Papa Rick Zink, Skeletal Remains, Auto Scale Restoration. Been following him for many years. So there's Papa Zink's card. And speaking earlier, Old Tom, Rambler 69. This is Acme 2022 Southern Nationals card. If you don't follow Rambler 69, you're really missing out. I'll bring this up. There is this QR code. You can probably snatch that off the screen with your phone. He is a big hot rod builder, and he is an award-winning modeler. In fact, he won a top 10 at this show. And last but not least, from this, there were other people I saw there, but these were just the people who I didn't have shop cards for, or didn't have recent shop cards for, I should say. We had Ted's Cars and Guitars. Ted is fairly new to following Ted. It's been like the last 4, 5, 6 months, if that long. The problem is, a really nice guy. I had fun hanging out with him, and everyone at the show and in the hospitality room and all that good stuff. And all your cards are going into the Book of Fame. So that's those. And as far as shop cards go, if you would like one of my shop cards, pardon my reach while I grab it, just send me an email. You can find my email in the description of this video or on my About page. And if you need a QR code to find that, which you probably don't because you're watching this video, just drop me a line, email me your address, and I'll happily send you out a card. I've got 2 or 3 of these left, of the old ones, so if you're lucky enough to get in time, you will get one of each. If not, then you'll just get the new one. So let's move on to some stash ads and things from the show. I didn't take any pictures or video at the show because I have a hard time standing and walking very much. So, and there's always hundreds of people taking videos, and you can't hardly right now. You can't hardly open a YouTube page and not find a video review of the show. But first thing we got these before the show ever opened from JPS Customs. We got a set of seats and about half a dozen carburetors. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and they're all different. I think there's 3 different ones in there. When we got to the host hotel on Friday, he needed a screwdriver to set up his displays for his booth, and he needed screwdrivers, and I had screwdrivers, so we got him all set up, and so he gave me these for my help with getting his stuff put together. And at the show, and it'll be hard to see this because it's all in parts, but I bought from him. I also bought an LSX engine, and this will find a home in one of my upcoming builds. Very nicely detailed, very clean. Probably one of the cleanest 3D resin prints I've ever seen. I mean, there are absolutely no build lines on it at all. It looks like styrene. That's how clean it looks. So those were the accessories that we bought. And the other, I guess, accessory that I bought, because like normal, I walked out without my first aid kit for models, so there's a Walmart right next to the convention center, so I ran in and grabbed some Gorilla Glue just in case I had to do a little triage on my models when we got set up for the show. But I didn't have to, fortunately, so that will just go into my supply stash. Okay, let me move this back a little bit so we got a little more room. I ended up with 5 kits at the show. One I was less than happy with when I got it home. The other ones were all fine. To start with, first kit I've got, which I have built before, is the Polar Lights Mach 5. This is the kit with the decals, not the one with the stickers, which is what I wanted, and I ended up spending $20 on it because I have a plan, which we'll share in just a moment. I actually got, next one I got was actually thrown in with another purchase, is the AMT Piranha Super Spy car, which is kind of a cool looking car, and it also was going to fall into my plans. The next one I got was the Pontiac Banshee. And now here's where we'll explain my plans here. We have the Mach 5, we have the Banshee. The Banshee looks one super hell of a lot like the GRX. Any of you people old enough to remember Speed Racer will know exactly what I'm talking about with the GRX. So we got that. And then the Piranha also looks like one of the cars from the Speed Racer animated series. So we're going to build a section of racetrack and have the Mach 5, the soon-to-be GRX, and the Piranha kind of set up. I don't have figures for them, so I'm thinking I'm going to set them up like the Grand Prix start, where the drivers have to run to their car, hot pin, and start them up. But that's our plan for those 3 model kits for a diorama for upcoming shows next year or whatnot. So, because all 3 of these cars, well, definitely Speed Racer, obviously, but the Banshee and the Piranha would fit in with that style of car from the TV show, from the Grand Prix races. Unfortunately, as far as I know, no one has made Racer X's Shooting Star in a plastic kit that I've ever seen or heard of. I have seen die-cast ones, and I'm sure there's resin ones out there, but it could be an ongoing build. I find more cars that would fit into that genre. Because there was like the car acrobatic team, the assassin drivers. God, there's all different ones. I mean, with 3D printing, if I had the time and want to put in effort, how cool would it be to have a 1/25th scale mammoth car on the show tables? Yeah, I think that would be just completely awesome, off the chain. Okay, now this kit is the one that I got, which I'm not exactly completely happy with. Now when I got it, I was told it was complete, which it is, but I was not told that it was started and that every single piece was cut off the sprues and just dumped into a plastic bag. So I had to sit here when I got home and go through and inventory every piece, and every piece is there, but said, I can't even tell you, they were just say that. I guess the original owner started to put the pieces on the side of the body, and the glue, pretty much a glue bomb, so I'm going to have to freeze that and get it apart. The decals were glued to the instruction sheet, so they're pretty much trash. If I'm lucky, I might be able to save these poor little Firebirds there, and that's going to be it, I'm sure. I don't really like the Ed Eagle anyway, or I wouldn't want to use the stripes, but yeah, here's the whole kit right there. The only sprue that's intact is the chrome sprue, and then the clear sprue, which is just laying in the bottom of the bag. This is actually the bag that that chrome sprue was in, that I put it in to prevent it from getting any more damaged. It comes with the wheels that came with it. There's like, was there 7 wheels in here? And 8 wheels in here, but only 4 of them match. The other 4 are different from each other. And this would be alright if it was a $10 or $15 car marked as used and whatever, but it wasn't. It was marked as new and complete. Yeah, so there's like right up here. Yeah, there's 4 regular. There's 4 regular tires, and then there's 4 tires that don't match anything. That there's not even 2 that are the same. You would think, okay, well, if there's these 2 are somewhat close. These 2 are not anywhere close to either one of them. So, you know, happy to have extra wheels, but. And this was, because I could still use it. I could make it work, but I'm just, for the way it was, the condition of the kit, the price was too high. And it was not as described. The last kit I bought was this AMT Chrysler 300C. And I always liked the 300C because it's kind of, I'm getting to be an old man now, and that was kind of an old man car. What I have a plan for this car is I'm going to cut it in half, stretch it, and turn it into a limo. So I think that's going to be an interesting build when I get to it, to make a stretch limo out of the 300C. So that was that's what we got at Acme. So we had a great time down there. Saw lots of people. Had great food. Both at the host hotel. They had the food trucks outside at the show, and then we went to Bar and Grill on Saturday night for dinner. And then we had a Waffle House just down the street, and so we were not hurting for food. There was a live band playing across the street from my hotel on Saturday night, so we hung out on our hotel deck, patio, whatever, porch, or whatever you want to call it, for a while, and watched the live band a little bit, and so we had just a great time. Looking forward to next year. The drive was a little taxing. Depending on how I feel next year, I may have to fly. If I do fly, then it'll definitely cut into what I can bring to the show. Because I can't be bringing 12, 13 models to the show if I'm going to be flying to it. Anyway, that's our show recap, and follow soon. We should have an update on our Jimmy Flintstone Firebird, and be moving on to our next build, which I think is going to be an aircraft. I think. So till then, good morning, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world when you watch this video. And we will see you on the next one. Good night.